A very good morning to you all. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend and welcome to a new daily market outlook. In today's market outlook, as per usual, the major dollar pairs and gold are going to be discussed. Do not forget to leave a like and subscribe. And with that said, let's have a look at what the market has been doing. Starting off with the dollar index. So last week we saw a lot of bearish selling pressure on the dollar. As we can clearly see, we nearly tapped in towards this area of demand, still waiting essentially for that area of demand to get hit, possibly dive quickly underneath the trend line before looking for further upside continuation. Going in towards the 4-hour real quick, there's not a lot to be said. All I know is that we do have some supply located over here inside this buy before the sell. So I'm going to keep an eye on this zone. This zone could pose a threat to further upside. It could push price one more time down and then make it move back up again. I am still bullish on the dollar until we break this major low right below over here at around 94.561. Just keep that in mind. This is the demand zone that I'm looking for to give us that further upside that I'm looking for. So that said, let's head over to Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar, and looking at Aussie dollar at the moment, what I pretty much just want to see is a further push up, back up in towards my area of supply, which broke structure over here. As we can beautifully see last week, we took out this beautiful swing high, tapped in towards supply, saw some liquidation in line with market structure, and saw that further push up. So now it seems that internal structure is also starting to align with the external structure. So this is the internal structure. And as we can now see, internal structure is bearish. So I'm now looking for that new lower high to then swing Aussie dollar further down in towards the downside. Currently, there's no area of supply, so I'm just waiting for supply to get hit before looking for that further sell downwards. Keep in mind, we could react to this entire zone, which is the buy before the sell, but I'm preferring to fine-tune my entry to these last two candles, which are the imbalance candles, which caused the market to break structure over here. So that is that, waiting for shorts upon a further pullback. So let's head over to euro dollar and euro dollar. So euro dollar is currently in extreme supply. As we can see, euro dollar is still bearish, and this is pretty much now the strong high that we have to keep and remain. We saw some beautiful liquidation above that high, and that could mean that euro dollar is now ready to start moving further downwards. Just keep that in mind that euro dollar is bearish on the daily and the weekly. Looking at the 4-hour as well, we are in 4-hour supply. However, the thing is that we came in with so much momentum that we could just see some further continuation in the near future. However, I am keeping in mind that this is also 4-hour extreme supply, so it is essentially the last barrier of resistance before seeing further downside in line with the overall trend. So that is something that I'm going to be keeping in mind when looking at this chart over here. It's a very strong area of supply essentially, but we just have to keep in mind that we have a lot of bullish momentum. I'll be keeping an eye out for this area of demand over here. These two wicks, if you dive in towards lower time frame, you'll then see that those two wicks are this sell before the buy. So let's see if we see further push down. This could potentially see further continuation due to the fact that euro dollar is very bullish on this kind of internal level of structure. So what I'll be doing is I'm just going to keep my eyes out for the downside, keep an eye on how we react to this zone over here, and then potentially take some longs. But yeah, in the meantime, I am essentially just waiting for further shorts. I know it sounds a little bit vague, but we'll just have to wait and see how price reacts to this level over here. For now, I'm mainly keeping my eyes out on Aussie dollar. So that said, let's head over to pound dollar. And looking at pound dollar, so pound dollar has reacted beautifully to this area of daily supply, which we've been talking about for quite some time now. Now diving in towards the 4-hour, what I'm going to be waiting for on the 4-hour is for a pullback in towards supply over here, then look for further downside momentum in line with the 4-hour and the daily trend. Pretty simple, but that's pretty much it, what I'm going to be looking for. So that said, let's head over to Kiwi dollar. And Kiwi dollar also waiting for shorts upon liquidation of this high over here. So we want to see liquidation on this high. Once the high gets liquidated, we will be looking for further shorts back down. So this is the high that took out this low over here, which caused a break of structure and caused the internal structure to align with the external structure. So what I'm now waiting for is for a pullback in towards this area of supply to then take further shorts. Also seeing liquidation. That's absolutely beautiful. By the way, I also had a 1, 2, 3 for the ones curious. So yeah, beautiful price action on Kiwi dollar, and now waiting for a new and further short. So that is that, and let's have a look at our final pair, which is gold. And gold, so gold is just an absolute shit show. It's super messy. Looking at the overall market structure on gold, as we can clearly see, I talked about this area of supply last week, and as we can see, yeah, it pretty much did its thing. What I'm now waiting for, though, is a further push up in towards this daily area of supply. It does seem as if gold wants to move in towards there for now. So if we do move up, I will be looking for shorts from this zone on gold. If we move further down, I will be looking for longs from this zone over here, which starts at, what is it, 1772.03. So yeah, that is that. Pretty simple for gold.